Good evening everyone and welcome to another video on my channel. So as you can see, I'm actually going to be doing something totally different than what I usually do, because the main focus of my channel so far has been crochet tutorials. So today I'll be doing a 2024 reading journal tour. So I'm just gonna get into it. As you can see, my journal is actually a normal notebook that I thought was really pretty, so I bought it. Like it was quite a few years ago. So and then I just used it for my reading journal. So I won't be able to like give you exact dimensions, but if you like take a paper, it's just a little smaller than half paper. So as you can see, it is smaller, but I thought that this size would be perfect, as I was just starting, because I actually did a reading journal for 2022 and 2023 and 2024, and I'm going to be doing for 2025, but I haven't finished any spreads except the cover page. So I'm just going to get into the tour. So this was my cover page for 2024. I wrote here 2024 in this font. Reading journal, and this plant, like, it should be a plant and these should be leaves, but I just did it because I had like a random marker, like I accidentally made with a green marker or a blue marker, I can't remember, just like a line, and I thought I should like, so it doesn't look bad, I made it into a plant. And that's a quote, which says, "Maybe this is why we read, and why in moments of darkness we return to books to find words for what we already know," by Alberto Manguel. And I just add like this little part, just for me. And the one book that will guide us through the darkness is the Quran. That's just for me, that's the main quote, I just added this part. So that's the cover page. Now this is my bookshelf. As you can see, I just made this window shape. I can't remember from who I took it. From who I took the inspiration. I think it was Katie's reading. Like, multiple creators made this window. I don't know who is the origin creator, but I'm going to link the channels that I saw this window at. So I colored the books based on a on their star rating. So for 4 stars, like, just a second. So 5 stars was dark green, 4 stars light green, 3 stars was I thought it was going to be blue, but then I made the window blue, so it wasn't going to be clear, so I made it this orange. 2 stars light blue, and 1 star gray. My next page, just a second. My next page is my reading tracker, where I saw what days I read and which days I didn't. Yes, that's a little more clear. So this is the key that I used. I went by genre. So for each genre that I read, I put a color for it, and every time I finished a book, I just made a black dot. So as you can see, they are colored, and then after I finish a book, I make a dot. And these are the days that I read in. So the ones that I read multiple books in are usually like I finished a book and a novella. So here I was reading the Shatter Me series. So I finished a book and then I read the novella, which is why I finished 2 at it, like 2 in one day. So just so you know, I wasn't really going for like a particular theme. I was just going for like a color that I was going to use a lot in each year. So in 2025, I thought it was going to be green. In other years, like previous years, I used other colors. So in 2024, it was mostly green, which is why you're going to find that almost all of my spreads use only green. So that's the reading tracker. Coming up next is my Goodreads challenge. So this was my goal for the year, to read 25 books, which I obviously didn't hit, but like this year I was stressed because of exams and such, so I didn't really have a lot of time to read that last book. So I also color coded them with the key, so it's the same key for the bookshelf, the same one. So that's my year, and I just like did these leaves to break all the green that was in the page. Sorry if I'm stuttering a lot. That's the alphabet challenge, where you write all the where you write all the letters of the alphabet, and see how many books you're going to read which start with that letter. So every time I read a book which begins with a specific letter, I'm going to write it down. So for A, the first book I read starting with letter A was called All the Bright Places, B was Believe Me, and so on and so forth. So that's the spread. So as you can see, I was really going for a green themed journal this year. Next is my book log, where I just wrote all the books I've read, their title, author, when I started it, when I finished it, how many pages it is, and how many stars I rated it. So I gave myself like a little bit more space than 25 books in case I read more, but I didn't. So that's just how it turned out. I actually really like the spread. And this paper was like, it came with a Tinkerbell game that I bought when I was little, like when I was 6 years old or something, and I didn't use that paper in that game, so I just used it here, which really complemented the green. Now comes my series tracker, where I tracked all the series that I've read, and as you can see, I've read only 4 series this year. I actually like series more than standalones, so I thought I was going to read more, but turns out that this year I read more standalones than series. Now comes the next spread, which is my 5-star favorites. Here I was planning to put the covers of all the 5-star books that I've given 5 stars, and they are only 3 for this year. I haven't printed them out yet. I'm just going to put them on the screen so you could imagine how the spread is going to look like after I put them. It's just that if I'm going to print them, I'm going to print like a whole page of covers instead of just printing 3 book covers only. So I actually make a like mini covers for mini books, and I make a mini book for all the books I've read. Because I'm going to put them in a bookshelf. So when I print more books, I'm going to print these out and put them here. So as you can see, I took this paper from a book called, what was it called? Okay, it was called Hard Bones by Colleen Hoover. I didn't like that book. I didn't really like it at all. I almost hated it. So I just took out paper from it because I don't really care about the book. Now comes my favorite quotes page. I used that same green paper that I used in the book log, and pages from the same book. And here I just wrote the title of the book and the quote that I liked. At first I was going to be like highlighting the title with green, and then I thought that gray was like, it looked better. And here you're going to find that I was using a lot of ice cream stickers, and that was just because I had a lot of ice cream stickers and I just wanted to use them to finish them so I could use other things. Now is this is my A Year in Books page, where I made this table for each month. I wrote the books, how many books I read, how many pages I read in that month, and how many books got 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars, and 1 star. So the months that have nothing written in them means that I didn't read in that month. So as you can see, I didn't read in April, May, July, September, or December. So yeah, that's what exams has done to me. Now here comes my statistics page. So here, as you can see, like a lot of stickers. These all, I just wanted to use them up. So I just made pie charts for physical books versus ebooks that I've read. So it turns out I read 11 and 11, the same amount, how many books I owned, and how many were going to be from the library. So I didn't borrow anything from the library. I read all the 24 books that I've read. I had them all. I also was planning to read non-fiction. I didn't read any non-fiction, so all the 24 books were fiction. And here I made like the page length, so how many books were less. So here, any books that were less than 200 pages, this should be 6, not X. I was thinking about something else at the moment, so like when I was writing this, so I'm just going to fix it later. Here, any books and more than 500 pages, which was only one book. And here are books with pages between 200 and 500 pages, which turned out to be 17. And then here I had my ratings. So how many books I rated: 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, and 5 stars. So as you can see, 4 stars, like, it took the stage. I rated 15 books 4 stars. It wasn't really the best year in reading. I didn't really like most of the books. Like, I didn't really find the same fulfillment from reading as I did in previous years, and I don't really know why that happened. Anyway, this I made like a little Dutch door using white paper. Like, it is not from the journal, it's just printer paper, which I didn't really like. I don't really like the white and the cream. So next time I'm going to be doing a Dutch door, I'm just going to like cut out a page here and just like cut it and do a Dutch door. So here I made the genres, how many books I read from the fantasy genre, romance, contemporary, mystery, sci-fi, and classic. These are the genres that I read. Mystery, I didn't read any books that are mystery, and as you can see, the same ice cream stickers. Here I just wrote my most favorite book, which was We Free the Stars, least favorite book, Flowers for Algernon, most read author, which was Tahiri Mafi, because the chapter in the series is quite long. I don't really like the Dutch door, nor the statistics page. I don't really think I'm going to include them in 2025, or I'm going to change their style. Like, it wasn't really the best page, the best thread that I like. And here, of course, the number of books I read and the number of pages. Next up is the book of the year, where I'm just doing like a book bracket to see what my favorite book in the end of the year is going to be. So here is for January, February, and then they like I choose my favorite book from these 2 months: March and April, May and June. Okay, and here and then they like all these 3. I choose one, and the same thing applies here. So here I also want to put a cover page for what was it? Yeah, We Free the Stars. I was going to put here the cover for We Free the Stars. So just imagine that there is a cover of We Free the Stars right here. I'm going to put it. Hopefully I remember. So I'm also going to print it with the other book covers. Here I did another Dutch door. I like this one better than the other one. So here it was my books read in each month. So each month I just listed out the books I read in them. So in January, Flowers for Algernon, February, March, and then April, May, June, July, August, September, and October, November, December. So here this paper, like the paper itself, was a colored image that I had thrown around, and I just thought I was going to use it. So yeah, that's why you're going to find like there are mountains here and a lake and snow. That's just because like it did give a good effect. So that's the Dutch door. Now comes a quote page. So this quote just says, "Books fall open, you fall in." I really love this page. I'm the one who wrote it. Yes, that's why you upload. I love doing cover pages. I have so much enjoyment from doing them. I feel like I'm an artist doing them. So yeah. Now my book reviews. So that's the intro to my book reviews. So that's I just said the intro to my book reviews, and I used the Copile system of rating, where C is for characters, A for atmosphere and setting, W for writing and style, P for plot, I intrigue, L logic and relationships, E for enjoyment, where you give a number out of 10 for each of these, for each book you read, and then you add them up and divide them by 7. Based on your the number that you get, you're going to rate it. So 5 stars from 9 to 10. If you get from 9 to 10, it's 5 stars, 7 to 8.9, 4 stars, and so on and so forth. Now my ratings. So I did the same system for all of my ratings. I didn't really do dedicated pages where I do designs and things that are related to the book, draw things and put stickers and washi tape and things like that for like books that I really liked. I just wrote the title of the book, and then I just wrote my review, and here the number of stars that I gave it. So here I didn't really do I didn't put the Copile system. I didn't apply it for Flowers for Algernon, and I began applying it from Ruby Red. So as you can see, I wrote my rating, what I gave it based on the compile system. I forgot putting the yes, the enjoyment is here. So I just put, like, I write my reviews for each page, so I'm just going to flip through them quickly. So as you can see, here is the Shatter Me series. Like, yeah, some books take a full page for the review. That's because I like them a lot, or because I don't like them at all. So now here comes my next code page, and this one I love. This one is actually my design. The other one I got from a picture online. I just added in a few elements of my own, but this one is totally from my own design. So the quote says, "If a book is well written, I always find it too short." Short, by Jane Austen. So I made these roses. Like, it was really a challenge because the background is brown, so I didn't want to stick anything on the page. So I just thought, well, why don't I make it just with my black pen? So I did just that, and it turned out wonderful. Now comes again book reviews. I have to read Arabic and English because my mother tongue is actually Arabic. So just like so, even more ice cream stickers. And here comes the end. I didn't really do anything here, as you can see. 2025, like a sneak peek. I have made the cover page for 2025, so that's going to be another video in another time. So just like that, we have reached the end of the journal. I hope you liked what you saw. I really love reading, and doing a reading journal is one of the joys that I like. One of the joys that I love doing, or yeah, one of the activities that gives me joy. So yeah, I hope you have a great reading year, and I'm going to see you next time. Goodbye.